to Celestia Core Devs call number 21. This will be the last call of the year as well. My name is Josh from the DevRel team at Celestia Labs, and we'll get right into it. Thank you everyone for coming, and I think, again, this will probably be relatively short. I don't think we need the whole hour, but I do have a few things that I think we need to talk about as a group. So I guess for working group updates, this is pretty light today. We have some updates from, I guess, the interface working group, but it's mostly focused on the DA API. I was actually hoping Renee might be here, but she's not. So I guess the summary of that is that, one second, sorry. We'll be having an interface working group call at the beginning of 2025 on the 8th of January. And this is a proposal by the Celestia Node team to have a semi-public quarterly API triage call. And they'll basically present a triage set of features and issues that pertain to the Celestia Node API. And the goal of these are to involve the Node API users more in the planning, so that we're prioritizing the most high leverage feature requests. So I guess if you're not already in the interface working group, please reach out if you'd like to be added to that Slack channel. I think we'll also discuss in that meeting what the best way for everyone to stay up to date is. I think that covers that for the most part. I guess something I kind of wanted to talk about here is whether or not we need to do anything about like combining these groups. Maybe like the way that I understand it is the DA working group would be one that discusses the Celestia Node API, and the interface working group is something that more broadly covers like just the entire Celestia API. So the canonical API. I was wondering if anyone in here had strong opinions on that, or wanted to talk about it. I guess we can leave that to the working group. Nash?
No, what I would say is that the goals of the working groups kind of converge. So
Yeah.
if it ends up being one working group, I think they are fine to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. So I guess maybe something we can discuss around that call in the new year is if we want to combine those, and I guess we can write up a CIP to do that. So I think that's it for updates there. Again, there's going to be a call on January 8th. And if you'd like to be added to that Slack channel, which is the like communication channel for now, please reach out. I guess for some updates from the ZK working group, I'd also like to ask Nash if you have any updates from the call earlier today.
Sure.
Thank you.
Some engineering updates, I guess, is that there is the demo, which demonstrates sending tokens from Celestia to a ZK rollup, is coming along, and they completed initializing the client on the Celestia side and also setting up the channels on a REST rollup and Celestia. And to finish that, they need to what's upcoming is basically to finish the prover process for REST and then initialize the token transfer. This is on the demo, and the discussion that was in the call was about what kind of fraud proof constructions we can do, ZK fraud proof constructions using ZK accounts. And we went over a bunch, and the general vibe or consensus was that we don't have to worry about ZK fraud proofs as much as we thought. Still needs to validate the cost of proving, but going just like focusing on just ZK proofs because the cost and proving speed is decreasing every month. I think might be just the simplest and easiest play. And if there are any other additional constructions that need to be supported, they could be supported on a layer above or through a upgrade mechanism of the ZK accounts itself. So you can combine those two things. Have a fraud-proof system inside an upgrade, the fraud resolution. So the next step would be to look into how to do upgrades in like specified more concretely how to do upgrades for ZK accounts and if there's anything we have to worry about. But yeah, that's the updates.
Cool. Thank you, Nash. And if you're interested in joining that working group and you're not in it already, I guess Nash, you're probably a good person to reach out to. Um, I think that's mostly it. I guess something that we should talk about is the upgrade that's happening. So for mainnet beta, V3 has been signaled by more than 5/6 of the validators, and this will be going live. So the first doubling will be going live on Celestia mainnet tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon UTC. So this is really exciting. The block time right now is 12 seconds. What's going to happen for this upgrade is it'll be reduced to 6 seconds. So we'll have double the throughput on mainnet now. I guess shameless plug for Nash's thread. There's also a good thread on Twitter that explains more about the doubling. So something that V3 also enables is the ability for us, well, the community, to upgrade both Mocha and mainnet beta to 8 megabyte blocks. And this is done through an on-chain governance vote. And this has already been done on Arabica. So Arabica now has 8 megabyte blocks at 6 seconds, which I think is an 8x throughput increase from a few months ago. So also really exciting, but I think we should talk about, at least in this call, I think there's a forum post that goes along with this. But I think we need to reach rough consensus that we want to do this on Mocha and mainnet as well. So I think if anyone from the Celestia node team or the core and app team, I guess, has any reasons that we shouldn't do this, this is a good time to talk about it. I'd say otherwise, we're probably good to move forward with this. Uh, yeah, I guess, does anyone have any reasons that we should not bump these block sizes up on Mocha and eventually on mainnet?
I think it has been tested reasonably to be confident.
Yeah, cool. I guess I'll just throw this in there. There is a forum post for this that I can add to the agenda. But this is what will happen as far as the governance upgrade. The max square size will be increased and the max bytes will be increased. I think, I guess for developers that might be watching or tuning in after, it's important to point out that from CIP 28, the maximum transaction size will still be around 2 megabytes. I think that's mostly it. I think we're good on bumping 8 megabyte blocks up. Looking forward to the activation tomorrow. And I think we can talk about aligning those two or merging those two groups basically in the new year. Something that I also saw kind of just on GitHub was something about signaling mechanism accommodating emergency upgrades. I don't know if Callum is on the call, but I guess if anyone from the core app team thinks we should talk about this more, I think this is a good place for it. This would basically be some sort of way that we can introduce an upgrade without waiting the entire 1 week window. So basically zero delay. I think this is still just an issue to be explored, but I think we'll need to revise the CIP that talks about that, which I'm blanking on right now. But yeah.
Yeah, this is just a proposal at the moment, but it was a idea that we might like write a CIP for. We can write a new CIP, or I guess amend the old CIP. I'm not sure, kind of doesn't matter. But the idea is really simple. It's just like if the validators signal, they can like add an option somewhere that states that it's an emergency, and once you reach 5-6 with an emergency, the upgrade delay is just like 1 block instead of whatever the other hard-coded number of blocks is, just roughly a week.
Cool. Thank you, Evan. On that note, I think that's all we need to talk about that right now, unless anyone has questions.
One question. Yeah. Why does there exist a 1 week delay in the first place? Oh, to let the other validators catch up. Oh, okay. In the momentum.
Yeah, I think that's
I
it.
answered my question. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like a question, this is more implementation detail, but I'm wondering like what would qualify someone to submit an emergency upgrade, and if it's possible to do that, why wouldn't all of them be done that way? But I kind of want to leave that for a more focused discussion once that's being tested out. Cool. So I guess recap, interface working group will be meeting mid-January to talk about the Node API and what our users need from it. ZK working group is still cooking. If you'd like to join that, please reach out. I think we're good as far as reaching rough consensus to move Mocha and mainnet beta to 8 MB blocks. And of course, tomorrow we have V3 activating on mainnet beta, which is really exciting. The first doubling on Celestia. So with that being said, I think that is all I have. I want to leave the floor open for a minute in case anyone else has any discussion points or topics they want to talk about. Cool. I think I mentioned earlier, this will be the last core devs call of the year. I think most of us will be away from keyboard in 2 weeks. So we'll go ahead and schedule one of these for early January, and we'll send that out in the group because I'm not really sure what date works best yet. We'll probably avoid conflicting with that working group call. Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you everyone for joining, and wishing everyone a happy new year and a happy holiday season. Thank you again. Peace.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks. Thank you, Josh.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, Josh. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays.
Bye bye.